passing it around. Now, when you have it in the corner, that's different, because when they have we used to have at Little Rock Tabernacle Baptist Church, where I went to church, they would put it in the corner or put it out there in the front altar. And we would sing this song and we would walk around the church singing this song like in a train. And then you're supposed to drop money in the plate if you got money. Everybody watching you and see who's going to drop money. That's the whole thing. And they know the spotlight is on you when you get to that collection plate, and either you're going to drop money or you're not. Smart, genius shit when you think about it, because people don't want to be seen walking past that plate singing about God. So everybody would drop that money. Some people just drop an envelope and stuff like that. But it was a big deal. But people want to be seen. They want to be seen doing it. And that's the thing. It's about being seen and showboat. And life is a lot about that. A lot of that stuff is in our daily lives and how people live, and they want to be seen, which is understandable. It's a human thing. But any real preacher will be living the way they lived in the Bible. Any real preacher will be teaching his congregation to get out of the city, to get out of the hood, so to speak. And this is all going somewhere. So stick with me. It's going somewhere. It's a point to all this. So any real preacher will be telling you, this is what we need to do. Let's get our congregation together. Let's move out of this city. Let's go somewhere. And you should basically be living the way the Hebrews was living in the Old Testament. The Israelites. Remember, the Israelites stayed together. They had their civilization and they traveled together. They did stuff together. They had the army. They fought. They lived together under those laws of God, the way it's supposed to be. And what happened when they came in contact with another civilization that was corrupt? They got corrupted. And then what happened? God would come in and kill those people that was corrupt and weed them out of the civilization and throw them out. Now, we will look at that. We call them cults, a cult. And we've seen with the Mormons and other places like that and how they live. And we look at these people like psycho, crazy folks. But if the religion is real, which of course there's not, but if it was real, that's how you're supposed to be living. And any preacher would know that when you got these people leaving, from the church, outside of the community, and going into the world, what they bring it back to the church, they ain't even supposed to be there. They ain't supposed to be there, according to the Bible. It's right in the book. They're not supposed to be there. This is why Jesus didn't like preachers. This is why it doesn't really boast preachers up, if you understand, because preachers don't let you do what you're supposed to do, and they don't do it themselves. So again, as I said before, how can you give money to a man that says he speaks to God? And he's telling you that you got to pray and get blessings and stuff from God, but he's asking you to bless him with your money that you need to get the blessings that you want to ask God for. It don't make sense, but people go and still do that bullshit. So this is why the Bible says we are born in sin. We are born sinners. Preacher tells you you're born in sin. You're a sinner. Why? Because you're born in a city. You're born in the civilization of sinners. Your mom probably had you out of wedlock. She probably was sinning when she had you. Then you're going to be born in the system of sin and raised by sinners doing sinful things. And it's going to be sin surrounding you from birth. So then it's like you're raised corrupted in this sin, not doing what you're supposed to do and living the way you're supposed to live according to the Bible. And this is why it's sadness. And we know that our parents, of course, lived before us. They wasn't living right. And they lived their lives based on, materials. And you need materials to survive. And there's no way you can survive without becoming materialistic because you need these things to survive. So if you need these things to survive and they are essential, then that's going to be your focus, is these materials. So it's one of the reasons why Buddhism say, get rid of this stuff. And the Bible is telling you, don't get consumed by this stuff. You got everything you need with you. Go out and make a life for yourself. But we wasn't taught this. This isn't primitive times and how people used to live. This is, we evolved. And this is going to make a lot of sense. It's going to make a lot of sense because you have to understand what's the point of this. Think about it. Everything that's here now, everything, including the mindset, everything that's here now, do you think we couldn't have had it 10,000 years ago? Think about that. You don't think everything that exists, we talking about we're in the future. You don't think we could have had this shit 100,000 years ago? It's the same stuff. Ain't nothing new come off a plane from another planet. This stuff been here. We know what it's made of. We can find the minerals and the stuff in the fucking ground. What was missing? there was no desire to do this stuff. So what happened? And we're going to say the white man, but it's more deeper than that. But when we look at the Bible and then we look at the way preachers preach, we can see that they don't read their Bible. There's no fucking way they read their Bible. No way. There's no way a preacher reads his Bible the way he wouldn't be in his church. His church would be somewhere out of the city. And what's the excuse? You know, because he's been taught the Bible wrong. He's been taught the Bible a way to teach it to us, which is the completely wrong way. But if he read the Bible, if he read it himself, he would know that you can't just pray and ask for forgiveness. Hebrews 10:26 says you can't. It's not, you can't just keep sinning. And we have this whole, everybody's walking around believing this. This is a popular belief. Oh, I seen memes. Oh, you can just keep on asking for forgiveness and you're going to get in. When it says there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins if you know you sinned. Now, if you sinned and you did wrong unknowingly, you can ask for forgiveness. There's different ways, but it's all bullshit, you know, in the first place. But according to their book, they ain't supposed to be doing it. They ain't supposed to be living the way they're living in sin and so on and so forth. You know, and you have so many fake Christians out there and they brag. Like I said, they only do this stuff to get recognition, which you're not supposed to be doing. It's only to get recognition. Put that money in the plate to get recognition or because you feel guilt. It's like, if you really love God, like people bullshitting, putting posts all over social media, you know, kissing God ass and God this and I love the Lord. And you in a place of sin doing this. You know, look at I've seen so many videos of people, because there's a difference between real, unconditional, you know, good faith and having a good heart and love versus I'm just doing shit for the gram and doing shit for the camera. So you see these people, if you really cared about somebody, why would you go into a poor neighborhood or go to a bunch of homeless people on camera and hand them money? You on camera counting out money, handing them money. Who do you want to see? You want somebody to see that's going to give you your money back? You know, what proof you need? Like, why does that need validation? Either you did it or you didn't, but why would you want validation for that if you did it for a good reason? And we're so messed up in the world right now. People would just say, well, at least he gave him the money, but he only gave him the money because he has the money. There's a difference between that's in the Bible as well, as you know. You know, God talked about the people tithing and was saying, Jesus talked about the people tithing and was saying they give because they have it. But then you had the poor woman give her last that she gave and she doesn't have it. And it's giving you that hint in the Bible right there, that this is the way it's supposed to be done. So people who doing shit for the cameras and doing shit to get recognition and praising God all openly out in the open, it's not even supposed to be done. And the Bible tells you this. So it says here, it's going to blow your minds. Matthew 6:1-7. Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them. For then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you. That means put that camera down, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You heard that before. So that your giving may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward, which is what they have, when you understand. But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not heap up empty praises as the Gentiles do, for they think they will be heard for their many words. I pointed this out to so many Christians and it blows their mind. And then what do you say after that? What do you say? Because you're doing this shit and God is telling you, I don't want you to do this. So think about this. What does this kill? Fucking entire church. Where you have people holding hands and praying. Multiple people, thousands, hundreds, praying together out loud, there to be seen. And you have to understand what all that means, because you're corrupting yourself when you do something, to be seen or heard. There is no reward for that. You're doing it to be seen or heard. The fact that you can do it is your reward. The fact that you got seen and heard, you got what you wanted. That's your reward. If you're doing something or blessing somebody to get something, then you pull them to the side. You do it in secret. You don't tell everybody what you do. People will post pictures of them praying. Like, come on. I don't get no much more fraud than that. Something that's so personal. You want to post a picture of yourself doing it. But you have to understand what it's saying, the point of the verses. What does it really talk about esoterically? So what is it saying? It's talking about going into your room and close the door. Close the door. Pray in secret. Prayer is meditation. Plain and simple. You're going to go and close your eyes and you're going to pray in secret. You're going to meditate. It's talking about meditation. That's the only way to go within. And anything that you got and you receive, any blessings that you got, if a person came up to you and gave you $100 and just said, here, $100, what are you going to do? Thank you. Game over. You thank them. It's end story. You're not going to take the money, go home, close the door, get on your knees and close your eyes and thank God for the $100 that you just thanked the guy who gave it to you. That don't make sense, So you would thank that person. Anything that you got, that you put your hard work into, your effort into, you're going to thank yourself. You made it happen. And you're going to thank, your consciousness. The consciousness that's the reason why you're here. The reason why you are conscious and the reason why you are where you are, you're not a gnat. It's because of your consciousness. Plain and simple. We're going to get into this deeper in a second. But I always say the reason why I wouldn't want to be nobody else is because we have this consciousness. And the reason why you are who you are is because of your consciousness. Some people don't have that consciousness. The same consciousness as a gnat, a cat, a dog, an animal that does something stupid and doesn't use common sense to save its own life. Fucking lions are right there, dude. Why are you going here to drink? Find somewhere else to drink where lions are not trying to eat you alive. But that's the consciousness of these buffaloes and these wildebeests. Like, they have that, consciousness. It's not, common sense. It's not smarts. It's a pack of lions right there, bro. Why are you coming here? I watch a lot of those nature videos. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking that same thing. I'm like, why everybody running, man? Just charge this dude. Like, it always blows my mind. But it gets you into the understanding of consciousness of how we are up here because of what we got up here. So these people, they can't think like you because they don't have that consciousness for whatever reason. Whatever path you went down in your life led you to where you are different, special, plain and simple. And the whole let he who have ears, let them hear. It's talking to you because you have the ears to hear. They're not hearing that shit. They can't hear it. And that's why I always tell people when they thank me to also thank yourself for having the consciousness that you have. But meditation is what it's talking about. Meditation is the key to everything. Meditation is you talking to Jesus, since you are Jesus. Jesus is that voice that you hear, that angel on your shoulder, that voice of reason, so on and so forth. As I said, Jesus is the Son. Jesus is you. The 12 disciples represent all of us. The 12 signs of the zodiac represents us all. So it's Jesus. So you need to understand, and it's the phrase we heard that door, the door used a lot. It's in the Bible a lot. But when it's talking about that, prayer or the door is talking about meditation. So it's one of the reasons why, as I said, Jesus didn't like preachers, because they're not teaching people this. So when you read Matthew 23:13, it says, woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites. You shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You yourselves do not enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to. It's talking about meditation. You not meditating and you're not teaching the people to meditate. You close that door because they're telling you meditation is evil. This stuff is wrong. They close the door. They don't do nothing they're supposed to do. So they're telling us to prepare for this life, in heaven. And everything we do here is to prepare ourselves to go there. And we have to do these things in order to get there. So if you don't do these things, you go to hell. So what is hell? Hell is here. Earth. Earth is hell. Just that simple. The only place you can go to experience physical pain, because you're going to go to hell where you're supposed to burn and feel all this pain and be tortured and so on and so forth in hell, burning for eternity. The only place you can feel physical pain is here in the physical world. It's just that simple. It's common sense. And people got this mindset that you can go somewhere and defy all reality and physics and just burn in a soul. Like it don't make sense. The only place you can feel physical pain is in the physical world. So when it's talking about you going to hell, this is hell. Satan is the god of hell. The Bible tells you Satan is the god of this world because this world is hell. Plain and simple. Same place. The only place you can feel physical pain. So it's all to start winding this up. So we're going to start getting to the good shit. Thanks for being patient, but it's a reason for that stuff.